I remember Prophet Angel warning us, about this prevalent thing that is happening, especially in the United States of America, where we have a lot of women coming out to say they are prophetesses.
And even some people who call themselves prophetess and prophets, and I want to go to this prophetess issue.
Let's go.
Have you noticed that most prophetesses are not married? They're single mothers. Not because they hear God, but because they have a spirit of controlling. So that spirit of controlling now wants to be seen as the spirit of prophecy. It is a demonic entity that likes control. So they wanted to control their husbands with a word from Yahweh. But that word never came. So the only thing that they tell the husband is, God has spoken to me. I was sleeping here and God spoke to me. Until the husband got tired and say, hey, Haba, go. And when that happened, they became single mothers. And in their singlehood, they still want to control someone. So they still call themselves prophetess. I'm telling you, 99% of these women that call themselves prophetess are single. Single mothers. They divorced.
That's true.
So you know it's not God. It's a demon of control. If you look at it closely, I'm by no means saying there is no prophetess on earth. I'm telling you here that if you look closely, research the person who calls themselves prophetess. And they are actively involved in that name and they move around in that name. Research them. They like control.
Come on.
And if they are married, they are trying to control their husband. Very few are not in that group. I'm married to one who is not in that group.
Yes, sir.
Now hear this. Are you getting what I'm trying to say here? So go around and search for it. You realize what is happening? Control.
And you couldn't be more right, if you look at all those prophetesses that we have, I won't be mentioning names, but all those ladies coming out, there are question marks as to who their husbands are or who they are, like who's the head, of the household or the ministry or whatsoever, and we won't be getting into much of that. But talking of some of the most controlling women who call themselves prophetesses, well, they've been at each other's throats recently, calling each other fake. And the saddest thing is they're attributing it to the voice of God. They are saying the Lord says, yet they are saying things that are opposite.
The Lord said, I want you to tell these people again that the spirit that is operating in and through Tiphani Montgomery is not from me. It is not from me. It is not of me. It is not a clean spirit. Once God tells you that something is not from him, can we count how many other camps there are? How many other camps exist outside of God? There's only 2 camps. I know some people would say, no, there's one. It's only God and the devil. No. There's God, there's man, and there's the devil. There are 2 camps out of that. But God is emphatically saying now that there is a spirit operating through this woman. And he says that the spirit operating through the woman and with the woman is not a clean spirit. It is not of him. It is an unclean spirit that is manifesting itself through all the workings of the ministry.
Celestial, there is a word of the Lord for you. I heard the Lord say to tell you, I am against you, saith the Lord. I heard the Lord say, you have not gone up into the gaps, neither have you made up a hedge for the house of Israel to stand in the battle in the day of the Lord. You have seen vanity and lying divination, saying, the Lord saith, and the Lord has not sent you. I heard the Lord warn me to warn you all that Celestial is a soul hunter. Celestial is a soul hunter. Celestial, I heard the Lord say to you, he has found you guilty for lying to his people, and he has found his people guilty for believing your lies. God said, Celestial, You have used deceptive and counterfeit means to dishearten the righteous, pulling them into your cultic snare and your influence. The Lord says, Celestial, I'm against your magic charms by which you use to hunt souls. God promises to defeat you and rescue those who have been trapped by your snare.
Your discernment and my discernment is not the same. You and I, we are not at the same level. And yet at the level I am always swift to fall in line with what God is saying. Potter's house is going to fall. Lakewood is going to fall. Covered by God is going to implode. Then you're still in there and you're arguing. No.
I could not see the words on my paper anymore. I knew something was wrong. I sensed the presence of darkness incredibly strong. I knew what happened that day. That's why I spoke to that witch in that camera. Many of you got mad at me, but that's only because we live in a generation that tolerates witches and witchcraft. But I'm not like you. I don't do that. The witch is my enemy. Witches want you dead. They want your children dead. They want your family dead. And while you want to be nice to them, I don't, because my Bible says, suffer not a witch to live. I want you to know that the fall failed. It was a witchcraft attack.
So my family, we're seeing funny things in the prophetic ministry where people have no fear. You know, they even bring the name of the Lord into this. They say, the Lord told me such and such and such. Yet they know very well in their hearts that it is not the Lord who's speaking to them. And, you know, they're now calling each other witches and all that. And my pain, you know, it mainly has to do with the hundreds of thousands or maybe the millions, I don't know, who follow them, you know, who will be thinking that it is the Lord who is speaking. And a lot of people are being led astray. Well, Apostle Joshua Selman addressed some of these excesses in the prophetic, especially in this ministry of the prophetic that involves women.
In managing the excesses of the prophetic, I'm seeing something begin to happen across the horizon that is not healthy. Many genuine, authentic people, because of the way the prophetic ministry has not been held with honor, with consecration, with power, are we together? And serve with integrity. There's no hiding the fact that the prophetic across Nigeria and unfortunately across Africa, there's still more that needs to be done. There's not been a very good testimony generally around the prophetic ministry, unfortunately. Let me say this. If you are a woman and you are into the prophetic, I'm not doing a teaching on the prophetic, but let me tell you this. I hope I will have the time to teach that before the year is done. There is something about the prophetic ministry of women that if it is not under supervision, they would destroy many people more than heal them. And I will explain to you when the time of the teaching comes. It is not to downplay women, don't get me wrong. But I'm saying when you understand the spiritual structure of a woman, you will know why she will not take laws in her hands and just go and begin to prophesy without supervision. Eventually, some of the greatest prophetic blunders have come from women in the prophetic. And I'm not being sarcastic. Now, there are wonderful women in the prophetic doing great things. But some of the confusion, marital confusion, destiny confusion, whatever has come from women, with all due respect and with all due honor, especially uneducated women in the prophetic. And now, I'm not insulting, please don't get me wrong. Many destinies have been destroyed because they see, but they do not have spiritual intelligence nor structured mentorship to help their interpretation. So you will find out a mix of trado-African practices and even practices that are akin to witchcraft, and then prophetic, and the woman really sees, but they don't even know why. They just believe they have a gift and they created one place and people come, they pray for them, and until you hear the stories behind the scene and the way people's lives was damaged and reduced almost to animals. I see, and everybody goes to confuse people and all of that. And you see, the dangerous thing is that you will not score zero in your prophecy. One prophecy will be correct, and that is correct is the reason why you mislead other people, because they've seen you say something that came to pass, and they will take everything you say that it is from God. So we have to be careful.
And I couldn't agree more. This really needs strict supervision. All right, because you know what these ladies are doing, I don't know. Some of us just see it and we just laugh, because you can't be coming out to say the Lord told me it's witchcraft and and all that, yet some of us actually know the truth. And you have someone who says that this one is not of God, she's under the influence of a devil and all that. All we can just say is these two ladies are both lying against each other. That's just the truth, But yes, to be continued. I'll meet you in the next one.